The city has a goal of getting to 30% tree coverage, and right now we're at 20%. And to get to 30%, we would have to plant 1 million trees. The GRIT project is a project happening in the Tacoma Mall area. It's really an effort to understand what the quality of life is in the mall area and hopefully study some things that can help us make it better in the future.
Today, we are going to download some of the temperature data that is being collected on our temperature loggers that are set up on utility poles throughout the South Tacoma Mall neighborhood. So we're monitoring temperature in the neighborhood, and we've set up these loggers to be in locations where there are street trees planted, and in areas nearby where there are no street trees planted. We're trying to understand the effect in this neighborhood that trees have on temperature. Also, we're measuring temperature in green spaces in the neighborhood, so more forested areas, to kind of capture the full range of temperature in the neighborhood and how trees and how the amount of trees and the size of trees that are present can affect temperature. So we're trying to understand, how trees are affecting temperature, how they're affecting the temperature that people experience, especially on hot days when the temperatures can be really dangerous to people in the neighborhood.
I have a problem with the fact that we allow the developers to take down old trees and then we give away new trees. And I'm not opposed to giving away new trees and encouraging people to planting them. But it seems to me we should be hanging on to the ones we have.
We talk a lot about the health benefits, the ways that trees support reducing temperature and help us adapt to climate change. This project is helping really make that real in a way that we're trying to understand how a neighborhood actually changes, and we just don't have that opportunity always.
We're thinking about, relationships between humans and the natural world and how that might impact human well-being.
As the climate continues to warm and we see more and more impacts, especially in urban areas, more research needs to be done, particularly in this realm of social ecological systems. Like, we know now that you can't just look at ecology and not consider people.
More trees in a neighborhood is correlated with better social cohesion. When we think about the future and the way that the climate is changing, the way that temperatures are fluctuating, it's really important to have a very good physical environment around us that can help us deal with these big changes and big impacts.
Trees can provide shade, and it sounds really simple, but on some of those hot days that we get in the summer, that shade is critical to being safe and feeling healthy and able to thrive in a neighborhood. They also do literally clean the air by taking out harmful pollutants from the air. And there have been a lot of studies showing that there are mental health and well-being benefits to even just seeing trees, but actually living with trees and experiencing them.
The big thing that we're trying to work on is tree canopy cover in urban areas. There's a big lack of that, often along historic redlining. And so that presents an equity issue, and you're getting neighborhoods that are sometimes as much as 20 degrees hotter in certain areas, like just a few blocks apart from each other. And so that has a lot of negative health impacts. It has just far-reaching negative impacts on the community.
It's important that we understand how people living in those neighborhoods are actually experiencing those trees. Are they realizing and experiencing the benefits we think they should be getting from these trees? Or is their experience different? What are we missing?
Cities play a really key role in kind of taking initiative in making themselves more sustainable, but in doing so they can also increase community resilience and just make these places where people want to live, where they like to live, where their needs are met, where they're healthy and happy. And I think there's more research coming out and people are understanding more how all of these things can align, how city planning, how public health, how the environment can all intersect and kind of achieve all of these goals simultaneously.
Trees are something we can all rally behind. It's something we all know is important on some level. We have trees available, and that's why we exist as an organization, to educate people about the urban forest and to connect people to resources that they might not have or they might not think of getting on their own. So if you want trees, you can work with Tacoma Tree Foundation. We give you trees.